What is up, everyone? Seattle Mike, MMA with Friends. Here we are. You guys voted, and we're going to do the fight you guys voted on. There was a Pride event, Aftershock Pride with a lot of fighters. We had Ali versus Liston. 1 and 2 was one of the choices. Foreman and Holyfield. And this is what you guys chose, though. Jon Jones versus Daniel Cormier 1. I believe this was Arcade Chaos's choice. So I hope you're in here. Arcade Chaos versus Daniel Cormier 1. I believe it. Sorry about the bleed over there, guys. So, best places to watch this. If you don't have Fight Pass, this fight is on YouTube. It's not the greatest quality. I looked for it. I wish it was on ESPN Plus. I wish we were doing a fight that was on ESPN Plus. It is not. So I'll give you guys a minute. If you've canceled your UFC Fight Pass, go over there. Put in an email, maybe get a new trial, and just to let everybody know now, this is a good thing. I'm really happy that UFC Fight Pass has dropped to $7.99 a month now. So you can do it at $7.99 a month. I think they have a couple different options. I don't know what the options are. I haven't even looked at what they're charging at me, to be honest. I'm assuming they're still charging me $9.99. I'm guessing it's something to do with the quality, regular, standard video versus HD or something like that. Sorry. I was just a minute late there, guys. I hope I didn't lose y'all. Are you guys here? All right, looks like we got 6 people in here. We got trivia. And like I said, Jon Jones versus Daniel Cormier. That's what's on tap. I was outside with the family. I was barbecuing right now. And we were had the burn barrel out there like an old homeless hobo, burning some yard trash and some recycling and weeds, crap like that. Trying to keep some of that stuff out of the landfills and basically just save some space in my garbage and recycling cans. Hell yeah, got the fight ready, says 7. Nice. So, and I'm not real worried. If you guys have somewhere, a site that this is for free, like Daily Motion, or you're watching it somewhere else right now, maybe not put the link up, but go ahead and let me know. Go ahead and let me know in the chat. It's fine. I'm not worried about the UFC tracking us down for people watching, a fight this old. That's actually on YouTube, like I said, from a few people, but the YouTube versions I've seen on are not great quality. So the quality is obviously much better on UFC Fight Pass. And we got this. You guys remember the build-up to this fight. Remember the build-up to this fight, though. Jon Jones and Daniel Cormier. Man, it was like Jon Jones had never hated anybody that much. Man. And this is the first one we're doing, by the way. If you're looking it up, it's UFC 182. We're not doing all of UFC 182 right now. We're just doing that fight. We can do some other stuff afterwards. Don't do that. I said don't look up MMA Core. Thank you. Thank you for letting people know not to do that. Just in case, they were tempted to do something that might get them a fight. Jones versus Daniel Cormier. Of course, we had the no-no place, the foreheads that were touched together between these guys. The press conferences, the ESPN interview where they supposedly thought they weren't on camera. Jon Jones told Daniel Cormier that he would literally kill him. Daniel Cormier famously asked him, "How are you going to literally kill me?" Just a great one. And we got some trivia. This was UFC 182 from Las Vegas, Nevada. Jones versus Cormier. Or look at the light heavyweight rankings at the time. Top 10 contenders. Daniel Cormier ranked number 2 at 15-0. Alexander Gustafsson was the number 1 rated light heavyweight at 16-2. Of course, he had that epic bout with Jones that a lot of people, that first one, thought that he won. And Daniel Cormier talking about the derogatory comments of Jon Jones. Daniel Cormier saying this is personal. If you're watching on Fight Pass, the promo's on here. It's a 45-minute video for Jon Jones versus Daniel Cormier 182. So I'm going to play the promo before. I'm at 1 minute. Daniel Cormier is talking about Jon Jones there if you want to sync up. I'm even going to turn the volume up before the fight just a little bit. And like Cormier said, a genuine dislike for each other. The push from Cormier, Jon Jones actually punching at Daniel Cormier at the press conference. Fines involved. It was hard to even have these guys in the same room at this time. This was a Daniel Cormier that we had never seen. We had never seen anybody get under Daniel Cormier's skin the way that Jon Jones did. And to say the same about Daniel Cormier, I think would be an understatement, that he got underneath Jon Jones' skin the way no one else had ever. This was light heavyweight Jon Jones before a suspension, before any positive tests. The athlete that wanted to beat Daniel Cormier, a man that had never been taken down before this fight. Daniel Cormier never taken down in his entire MMA career. I believe Jon Jones the same. Daniel Cormier, just such a storied wrestler from college, the Olympic trials. Undefeated at this point, 15-0, undefeated as a heavyweight and a light heavyweight. Won the legendary Strikeforce Grand Prix. Dominated Josh Barnett, much younger Josh Barnett, in the finals of that Strikeforce Grand Prix. And let's throw a trivia question out there. Looks like we got 8 people in there. Hit that thumbs up button if you like what I do here. Hit that subscribe if you somehow happen to be new. Are you new or what? Kind of the Grind is the shirt worn by Daniel Cormier right now. Just says cage fighter making his way to the octagon. First trivia question in 3, 2, 1. Jon Jones, before coming into this fight, had 1 loss on his career. It was by disqualification, and it was against what fighter? What was the one fighter that Jon Jones had a defeat on his record against coming into this fight? Daniel Cormier out of Lafayette, Louisiana. Number 2 light heavyweight in the world. And this is a tough cut for him at 205. He looks very in shape tonight, though. No gut tonight. And he looks ripped. Stitch Duran in his corner here. Matt Hughes, what's up, Adam from Ellen? That one guy. No, not Matt Hughes and not that one guy. Daniel Cormier hugging his trainers before coming into the cage. Kind of a tradition for him, if you will. And man, these two guys, there was nobody else at the time, I think, that was going to beat these two guys in the light heavyweight division. This is the best versus the best. Two best light heavyweights in the world. Maybe still the two best light heavyweights in the world. Daniel Cormier and Jon Bones Jones. 7 has got it. You are correct, Sir Matt Hamill. And the big lights are off. The spotlights are on. And the light heavyweight champion of the world. Some people would say never defeated, once cheated. Jon Bones Jones. That is an athletic, scary individual, and he looks very excited to get in there and lay a hurting on Daniel Cormier tonight. Seven with the first trivia question of the night. And this is Jon Jones' 9th title fight of his career. 8-0 in title fights. You see his long trusted trainer there, Mike Winklejohn, and I'm drawing a blank all of a sudden. You guys can help me out on something. And a little whisper in the ear from the trainers there. There we go. Next trivia question. Who was the long head time trainer of Jon Bones Jones? He's known in the corner sometimes to say breathe. Or calm, breathe. Known as a very calm trainer. Jon Jones on an 11-fight win streak. Best in the UFC coming into this fight. 9 finishes, most in UFC lightweight history. And he comes into this fight the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in mixed martial arts. Lou Albano. No, John just kind of slapping himself there. A little bit of news before this is coming. I don't know if you guys seen before this start. Dana White talked about UFC 249. Was very critical of what he said. Weak reporters. I think he said it a little meaner. But weak reporters said that Tony Ferguson versus Khabib Nurmagomedov will happen if it happens in a building with 10 effing people in it. That's what he said. He said if we have to have it with 10 people in it, we're going to have that fight. Which leads me to believe is that, I mean, I'm not sure how you would do that. Are you going to have the fighters come in You're going to have the fighters come into the cage right before their fight, leave when they're done. That way you just have to have 8 other people because you got trainers, you got cameramen. I imagine you're going to have Dana White there. The announcers you can have remotely. But you could definitely do Bruce Buffer remotely. I'm not sure that would be the way they want to do it if you're looking at 10 people. I mean, maybe though. Judges Mark Rosales, Cardo Urso, and Tony Weeks. Referee will be Herb Dean. Here in Las Vegas, Nevada. And now, from Las Vegas, Nevada. Well, fans around the world have been waiting for these 2 undefeated light heavyweights. Main event, let's get it on! Jon Jones versus Daniel Cormier. First, I'm going to pause it, though, so you guys can sync up. I'm going to throw another trivia question out while everybody is waiting. And first, I guess I'll answer the last trivia question. Even I'm drawing a blank here. I don't know why. Greg Jackson. I don't know how I could forget Greg Jackson. Greg Jackson was the answer to that question. All right, guys. Next trivia question. Before we get this going. How much did Conor McGregor claim to make for the Khabib fight? Conor McGregor recently in an interview with Ariel Helwani made a claim that he got a hefty sum for his fight against Khabib Nurmagomedov. How much did Conor McGregor claim to have made in his fight with Khabib Nurmagomedov? His first fight, I have pretty much no doubt that we will have a second fight. 80 million, I believe, is what he said he was gonna. 80 million is what he said he was gonna make for Cerrone. 280 million. These guys do need to get paid. They need to get paid more than boxers. I'll tell you that much. In my opinion. Although Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, those guys put on quite the show, especially Fury. Wilder basically just took a beating. And that's another rematch. Hopefully we're going to see that rematch this year. I don't even know. I don't know what's guaranteed right now. Dana White swears that Khabib Nurmagomedov versus Tony Ferguson is guaranteed, however. So we will see. So Adam against Donald Cerrone, it was 80 million. Against Khabib, it was 50 million. So 50 million. Sorry, I was about 2 minutes late. I don't know if that's where I lost people, or if this is just not a very popular time or popular event. But maybe we'll get some people going as we go through. I'm going to go ahead and start the announcing the event here, and I'll have the time clock so we can sync up. Like I said, this is on YouTube, also on Fight Pass. Fighting out of the blue corner, weighing in at 205 pounds, a plus 155 underdog with a mixed martial arts record of 15 wins, 0 losses. He is the former Strikeforce champion of the world and the number 2 UFC light heavyweight in the world, Daniel Cormier. And fighting out of the red corner, out of Endicott, New York. He is a minus 190 favorite. He is the youngest champion in the history of the Ultimate Fighting Championship. The undisputed light heavyweight champion of the world, Jon Bones Jones. Will these two touch gloves? Cormier looks very serious, very apprehensive, I would say at the same time, and they do touch gloves. Both men look like they were kind of waiting for the other one to decide what to do. But the clock is there. Here we go. Daniel Cormier, Jon Jones. Here we go. What's up, MMA or nada? And Jon Jones putting that hand out there, reaching front kick to the stomach. Right off the bat for Jones. Jones goes for a head kick that misses and a right uppercut and a left knee to the body from Jones. Jones coming out extremely aggressive in this first round. A left hand lands for Cormier. Cormier throws an overhand right that misses and a big body kick from Jon Jones. And they clinch. A knee to the body lands for Jones and a right uppercut for Cormier. Cormier missing a left hook. Cormier coming out aggressively. Now, short elbow from Jones and another right uppercut in the clinch from Cormier. And Jones answers with a right uppercut. No feeling out process here, folks. And there we go. Jon Jones gets the takedown. I believe that is the first time that Daniel Cormier has ever been taken down in his career. They are back up. Jon Jones with knees to the body, and there you have it in the graphics. It says, yes, that was the first takedown allowed by Daniel Cormier in his career. Back to the center of the cage. Front kick to the knee from the champion, Jon Jones. Jones measuring. Big body kick for Jones. Right uppercut from Cormier and a right hook. Left hand from Cormier. Hard round to score so far. Jones with the knockdown. Cormier has been very active in the striking though. Kick to the body misses for Cormier. Straight left lands. Cormier moving forward. Big left hook lands for Jones. And Jones goes for the head kick. Cormier blocks it. Oh, big right uppercut from Jon. And a nice leg kick there from Jon. And a dirty boxing right uppercut from Cormier in the clinch. A nice knee to the body here from Jones. Both of these guys, great dirty boxers. And they break a straight left from Cormier and a right hook. Cormier chasing Jones. Jones goes up towards the head with that kick. Misses, but a front kick to the knee lands for Jon Jones. Jones fakes the takedown here. Pick a fight we can watch together next time. Like on screen, you can show. UFC owns everything. Yes, I will. I have a lot of them too, Quincy. This is on YouTube. It's not the greatest. It's not the greatest video, but a couple people did upload this, and then I'm watching it on UFC Fight Pass. Cormier moving forward. Straight left lands for Cormier. And a nice low leg kick here. Let's do something tomorrow, Quincy. If you guys want to do Valley Tudo, I have some more Valley Tudo, and I can put that up. Inside kick to the thigh there from Cormier. And a left hook from Jones. I've put as much claim to the ownership of those Valley Tudo videos as anybody. The owner went bankrupt and abandoned the ownership. Spinning kick to the body there from Jones. If I knew how, I would work to make sure that nobody ever licenses them in their public domain. Nice left hook to the body there from Jones. I don't want to own them. I just want everybody to be able to use them. Nice left hook there from Cormier. Straight left from Daniel. Left hook from Jones. Nice right hand there from DC. Straight left from Cormier. Big combination from Cormier. Most of that missed, though. That left hand tagged Jones. And a right uppercut from DC. And a straight left, and he is tagging the champion right now. Oh, beautiful left hook there from Jon Jones. And we got trivia tonight, so it's not just the old fight. Nice left hook there from Jones. Oh, misses the right uppercut, does Cormier, but lands the left hook. Flying knee attempt for Jon Jones. Cormier barely escapes it. Great head movement there from Jones in the hooks, but Cormier does land the right uppercut at the end of the round. How's everybody doing? Hopefully none of you guys are laid off that are in here right now. I know some people have been through this. Who's working? Who's still working? Who's quarantined? I'm curious. And just so you know, words of inspiration, I think, for everybody's, I had a lot of anxiety about what's going on right now for a while, but I'm making the best. I have little anxiety right now. I mean, everything's going to be okay. People just need to stay home. I think this thing's going to blow over in a couple weeks. It's been proven that, that can be done in other countries. People are just going to have to stay home unless absolutely necessary. Excuse me. You see on the replay there, the knee to the body there from Jon Jones. And here we go, round two. Kick to the body from Daniel Cormier to start this one. Nice leg kick check there from Jones. Oh, good body kick there from Jon Jones. And a straight left from Cormier. 1-2 misses for Cormier, and the front face kick misses. And we'll throw some trivia out there. What does Daniel Cormier do as a job when he's not working for the UFC? When he's not a broadcaster, he's not an MMA fighter. What's his other job? What's his day job? He does have a day job helping right now, doing something. Nice left hand there for Jon Jones. Oh, front kick to the body from Jones. Left hand and a big right hook there for Cormier. And he clinches up. He's got a right underhook. Oh, great position there. He's got the underhook and holding Jones ahead. A lot of people have... You are correct, 7. He is a high school wrestling coach. Total strikes dead even right now. I did give the first round to Jon Jones. 10-9. Nice shoulder there from Jones. That busted Cormier's nose open. I did not remember that. Cormier going for a guillotine choke here on Jones. And Jones out easy. Nice body kick there from Daniel Cormier. Jones up for the head kick. Cormier blocks it. Cormier looking to land that big right hand. He's been successful with the uppercut tonight. Nice right hand to the body for Jones. Combination of the body from Cormier. Cormier having a much better round here. Straight left for Cormier. Misses the jab, lands the right hand. Another right hand for Cormier, who has blood coming out of his nose. Big body kick from Daniel. And Jones forced to clinch here. Nice elbow in the clinch from Jon Jones. Both these guys just such masters of dirty boxing. You watch so many fights where guys clinch and lay on each other for a long time, and you start to think that the clinch game is boring. These guys are never boring in the clinch. Oh, nice left hook from Cormier, and then the head movement. Jones again ducks down, going for a takedown. Misses, but the left elbow lands. Cormier with the left uppercut and a right hook to the body. Another right hook from Cormier. And these two titans are going blow for blow in the center of the cage. Nice low leg kick there for Jones. Straight left for Jones. Right uppercut from Cormier. Snaps Jones' head back. Now both men bleeding from the nose with under 2 minutes left here in the second round. Short elbows from Jon Jones. He's one of the best in the world at doing that. That was a big knee to the body from Cormier and a right uppercut. Knee to the body back from Jon Bones Jones. And we're going to throw another trivia question out there. Here we go. Who was the last fighter? Oh, head kick for Jones. And a left hook. Low leg kick and a 1-2 for Cormier. What a battle here. And Jones again goes deep for the takedown. Cormier, great takedown defense here. Guys, who was the last fighter to defeat Muhammad Ali? Who was the last fighter to defeat Muhammad Ali? DC shoving him off there, getting the clinch. DC has the tight clinch, knee to the body, and a right uppercut and a right hook to the body. Great round here for Daniel Cormier. It was not Spinks. Spinks won the title from him. Oh, nice left hook and a right uppercut from Cormier. Muhammad Ali later came back and won the title back. Last seconds left here of the round. Nice right uppercut. Another right uppercut from Cormier. Flying knee attempt for Jones. Misses at the bell. Jones raises his hand, but I felt like that round was in favor of Daniel Cormier. I'll give you guys another second. Who was the last fighter to defeat Muhammad Ali? Foreman never defeated him, actually. So his last two fights, he was defeated by Larry Holmes and then retired. Larry Holmes took the title from him and then retired by Trevor Berbick, who, of course, later would get one of those alpha belts and be one of the fighters that Mike Tyson would eventually fight and take the belt from to become the youngest heavyweight champion of all time. Under the training of the great Cus D'Amato and Teddy Atlas. Steven Seagal in the crowd sitting next to Cain Velasquez. Nice low leg kick there from Cormier. Cormier moving forward. Side kick to the face from Jones and a side kick to the knee. Cain Velasquez, of course, a longtime training partner of Daniel Cormier. Nice side kick to the body there from Jones. And a left hand upstairs. Another left here from the champion, Jon Bones Jones. A body kick from Cormier, and he slips. The combination there from Jones. Front kick to the body from Jones. I did not remember Cormier being in such great shape for this fight. Inside leg kick from Jones. Cormier misses. Neither guy breathing hard right now. What great cardio from both fighters. Right hook in the clinch from Cormier. Misses the uppercut. Lands his straight left. Daniel Cormier up on his toes right now. Leg kick lands for Jones. And now a side kick to the body. Big left hook lands for Jones. Cormier had that right hand down low. And now a left hook to the body from the champ. Jon Jones fighting mostly from the southpaw stance. DC continuing to move forward, landing a straight left here. And Cormier calling a timeout for an eye poke here. Of course, Jon Bones Jones, known over the years for his eye pokes. And let's see it. There it is. Yeah, and that left ring finger into the eye. And Herb Dean's going to give him a little bit of time here. And Herb Dean just told Jon Jones, your fingers have been coming out this way. You need to keep them up. A touch of hands, and I'll sync up the clock. 3:31, 3:30, 3:29, 3:28, 27, 26, 25 here in the third round. Cormier moving forward. Jones got the single leg. Great defense from Cormier. Now Cormier's got a single leg. Will he be able to get a takedown? Trying to sweep the back leg here. Oh, and a knee to the body there from Cormier. Not able to get the takedown here. Is it just me, or does this Jon Jones look much better than the Jon Jones we see nowadays since the Picos showed up? What's up, 187? 187 in the mother house. Front kick to the body from Cormier. And we'll throw some more trivia out there. Nice left hook there from Jon Jones. All right, guys, some video game boxing trivia here in the game Street Fighter 2. There is a fighter who is only a boxer. He is obviously made after this fighter who recently said that he never even noticed. So they didn't have to worry about getting sued. Oh, nice right uppercut from Daniel Cormier. The character Balrog was obviously made after this famous heavyweight boxer in the game Street Fighter 2. Overhand right misses from Daniel Cormier. You are correct, Adam from Allen. Mike Tyson. And recently on Hot Box with Mike Tyson, I said he mentioned that he did not even realize that was a thing. They were worried about getting sued, and Tyson didn't even know about it. Cormier in the clinch here, pushing Jones up against the fence. Oh, big knee to the body there from Jones. And a right uppercut. I think he looks like Paul Daly. He does kind of look like Paul Daly, who was going to be fighting on this Bellator card that recently got canceled the day of the event. They even had the weigh-in the day before. Oh, nice knee to the body from Jones and an elbow up top. And I want to know, guys, what do you guys think? Will Khabib Nurmagomedov and Tony Ferguson, is that going to happen on April 18th? Nice left hand from Jones. Big left hook from Jones. And a knee to the body. That was a hard knee. Oh, big right hand. Two big right hands from Cormier. And that might have stunned Jones. Dana White recently said UFC 249 will happen. Khabib and Tony will fight. If they have to fight in a building with only 10 people. A flying knee from Jones. Left hook and a flying right hook. And a right uppercut lands for Cormier. Great striking from Cormier in this round. Shoulder strike there from Jones. Jones tries to pull guard, and Cormier ends up on top. Landing shots at the bell, and I got that another round for Daniel Cormier. 2-1 for the challenger. In a secluded barn in the country. Somewhere, man. I got a barn they can use. So all we need is some cameras. But guys, let me tell you what. We need to get on the UFC. Tweet the UFC. Tweet ESPN. ABC. All those guys. Guys, this fight needs to be... Not only does it need to happen, it needs to happen on free TV. The entire country being secluded from what's going on right now. No sports. People need sports. And, you know, what a boost for ESPN, possibly ESPN Plus or whatever they put it on right now. If you give that fight to people for free, I think that's the move. Honestly, I think it's the only move. And here we go. Front kick to the knee there from Cormier. Overhand left from Jones. And this 4th of 5 rounds. Yeah, I do think it's going to happen. And I have a good feeling that it's going to end up being free. Left hand from Jones. Head kick from Jones. You can see the total strikes landed up to this point. They haven't been updated quite yet, but 86 to 81 in favor of the challenger, Daniel Cormier, who deflects a head kick attempt from Jones there and lands a right uppercut, but a knee to the body from Jones. And they clinch. Jones up against the fence and picks Cormier up and dumps him. Jones with the back, landing strikes here. You see Dana White up there in the front row right up against the cage. I like it. Some prime time only show in town. Put it on ABC. Put it on ABC. Put it on Amazon Prime. Put it on Hulu Live. Put it on YouTube TV. Put it on everything, everywhere. And Jon Jones with another takedown scoops Daniel Cormier up and puts him on the ground. Could you imagine what kind of viewership could they get? You know, they got a lot of time to promo this. Chuck Liddell sitting up there in the front row. Tito Ortiz right behind him. Who's who of MMA in the crowd for this event. Oh, nice left hook to the body and a left upstairs from Jones. Knee to the body and an elbow from Jones, who's having a much better round. Cormier is back up, but he paid the price for standing up. And Cormier looking to his corner here, showing the first signs of fatigue halfway through the 4th round. I mean, and while you're at it, why not if you can make the fight, I mean, you only need 2 guys in a fight. If you can make it, why not have Fury versus Wilder for free too? It underperformed on pay-per-views. Make it like a Super Bowl. Or make Khabib versus Tony. Call it the Super Bowl of fighting. Call it what it is, the biggest fight in the history of the UFC. Make it free. Have tons of celebrities there. Nice right hook to the body from Jones. A right uppercut and a left hook. As Jones having a much stronger round. Left hook to the body there from Jones. And this is where Bones Jones really separates himself from the pack, is in these championship rounds. And let's have another trivia question. Oh, big elbow from Jones. Guys, what boxer recently put together an MMA promotion that had a main event of Chuck Liddell versus Tito Ortiz? What boxer recently put together an MMA promotion that featured an aged and old Tito Ortiz and Chuck Liddell? Adam from Allen, you are correct. Oscar De La Hoya. I think Adam's got 3 tonight. Adam in the lead on the trivia tonight. Oh, nice knee to the body there from Jones. Right hook from Cormier. 30 seconds left in this 4th round. Cormier pushing all his weight up against Jones against the fence. Taps a couple of left hooks to the body and a knee to the inside of the thigh. Coming down to the final 10 seconds of round 4 here at UFC 82. I like it. Some prime time, only show in town. Yes. I mean, absolutely. And like I said, put on Fury and Wilder. Put on Joshua versus Ruiz 3 while you're at it. People need sports right now. I mean, even the XFL can't even keep its doors open. And, I mean, who cared about them anyways? But, wow, when Daniel Cormier's corner, I didn't remember that. He just looked at him and says, do you want this? Do you even want to win? Wow. And he says, then you need to go out and get it. 5th and final round here. I have it at 2 apiece. I had the last round for Jones. I had 2 and 3 for Cormier. Round 1 for Jones. Oh, a head kick from the beginning from Jones and a front kick to the body. Beautiful combination from Daniel Cormier. And they clinch. Jones going for another takedown. Shoulder strike attempt here from Jones and a knee to the body. You know, we acted recently like Conor McGregor was the first guy to land solid shoulder strikes. Jones actually landed quite a few effective shoulder strikes in this fight against Daniel Cormier. And man, does Cormier look so much younger in this fight. Nice knee to the body there from Jones. As you can see, the clinch control time. Almost 4 minutes for Jones, under a minute for Cormier. Right, left hook to the body from Jones. They exchange shots there. Jones getting the better of that exchange. On my card, whoever wins this round wins the fight. Crazy seeing him at 205 again. Ha. Yeah, it is interesting. You see total strikes landed. Jon Jones is now taking a lead. And that happening in the last couple of rounds. 109 to 98 in favor of the champ. Nice knee to the inside of the thigh there. Cormier looking at his corner here, landing a knee to the body. But Jon Jones just seemed to be the cardio king starting round 4. And Cormier, he dropped a step. He lost the step going into round 4. And that's when Jones pushed the tempo up. How much different has Jon Jones looked in his last 3 fights, though, compared to not so long ago when fighting Daniel Cormier twice? I mean, much different. I think Jones is aging. I think if he fights Reyes again, which is what Dana White's talking about, I think he loses that fight. Most likely. I'm not saying he has a chance. Doesn't have a chance. I would favor Reyes in that fight, though. Jones was more on his feet in this fight. Definitely. Yeah, he's been a lot slower at him. Nice knee to the body there from Cormier, and an elbow from... misses there from Cormier. Cormier, he smiled. He thought he had it. Oh, and finally gets the takedown. There's the sweep. Cormier gets it. That was just Jones down to a knee, but that was a takedown. Didn't go onto his back, but got the sweep. Jones goes to a knee. As far as the final stats, I'm not sure if they consider that a takedown, but that's a takedown to me. Oh, nice knee to the body there from Jones. Jones now looking up at the clock. Jones showing his the first look of being tired for him, just holding Cormier in place. So much bad blood between these two fighters. Big elbows to the body you see here from Jones. And now to the head, right on the rib cage of Daniel Cormier. And Cormier picks up Jones in the air and slams him. Jones pops right back up. And Jones is going for a guillotine. A lot of effort there. He does get the moral victory of the takedown there, does Cormier. But update on Cormier versus Stipe. Cormier said recently, oh, big right hook and a left uppercut from Jones here towards the end of the fight. Jones looking up at the clock as Cormier dropping down, trying to get a last takedown. But there can be no doubt that Jones is dominating this round, holding on to a guillotine. Cormier holding on to a leg here, trying to get one more takedown. And Jones puts his hands up and lands a big left hook. And a left hook at the bell from Cormier. And there is still bad blood between these two. Cormier still does not look happy at all. Santos has a good chance to beat Jones if he doesn't hurt his knee. But he hurt his knee, and that's why you play the game. Yeah, I wonder when he's going to get a rematch, too. You got Jan Blachowicz waiting for Jones. Obviously, we have Dominic Reyes. Dana said that's the fight that he would like to make the most. With so many things being up in the air, I mean, light heavyweights are often injured. We don't know who's going to get sick, even through everything that's going on right now for different fighters. And as they await the scorecards, it looks like, Daniel Cormier, I think he knows. Cain Velasquez, his training partner, looking on. But he knows, of course, he would look for that rematch later on at light heavyweight. He's tried to chase Jones to heavyweight. Daniel Cormier, now 41 years old, said his last fight that was definitely going to be against Stipe Miocic. And he recently said on a live stream with Kamaru Usman that they would be sharing a card together. So Daniel Cormier said that he would be that Cormier Stipe 3 would be on the same card as Masvidal Usman. Obviously, there's a lot of things that could happen between now and when they could get that event together, or when they can even hold an event. Winner by unanimous decision, and still light heavyweight champion, Jon Bones Jones. And there's something that won't be happening with Daniel Cormier's next opponent, should he win Stipe Miocic, and that's Dana White putting the belt around his waist. That's something Stipe has taken away from the president, saying he won't allow Dana White to put the belt around his waist. And that is the next trivia question. Why will Stipe Miocic not allow Dana White to put the belt around his waist? He felt disrespected in a promo coming into a fight with this fighter. Who was the fighter? He was the challenger. Stipe said that they didn't promote him correctly, that they only promoted the challenger. And after that fight, Stipe Miocic has not allowed Dana White to put the belt back around his waist. 7, you are correct, Francis Ngannou. Yeah, I like Reyes too, Adam from Allen. Yes, Francis Ngannou. I heard a request, though, for us to be able to watch something where I can show the fights. So I think we can do that. I think we can do that right now if you guys want to. I'm going to restart the stream. We only have 5 people in here right now. Or actually, let's do it tomorrow. Hopefully we get some more people and I promote it. Tomorrow we're going to show the fights. I'm going to put something up that is not owned by the UFC. We're going to show the fights. We're going to do some Vale Tudo. I've already put in Vale Tudo Championship 1 on the channel. If you haven't seen it yet, we're going to put up Vale Tudo Championship 2. We may put up some more fights. I found some other fights that are not owned by the UFC. And I'm going to be putting those up soon, either posting them or doing live streams with them. But those fights are from another defunct organization. The rights are not owned by the UFC. They were owned by another organization, and I want to give them back to the public as well. And we will do a live stream on those, but they include fights from several fighters that would end up fighting later in the UFC, including Quentin Rampage Jackson. So we got a request to put fights up that everyone could watch, and I like that idea. Thank you for the thumbs up, guys. Let's throw another trivia question out there. Before we get out of here for tonight, this fighter was fined $50,000 for throwing a water bottle at a press conference. What fighter was fined $50,000 for throwing a water bottle at a press conference? Was not Tank Abbott. For those that don't know about Tank Abbott's suspension, though, we should talk about that story. Was not Conor McGregor, but it was the guy who was... Conor was also fined, but he's fined more. It was the guy Conor was fighting. So it was in the lead up to this fighter fighting Conor McGregor. The guy threw a water bottle and was fined $50,000. Who threw a water bottle at one of the press conferences in his lead up to his fight against Conor McGregor and was fined $50,000? What's up, Panhead Bob? You are correct, sir. It was Nate Diaz. So a little backstory, a fun story that I like. It was finally answered for me from Art Davey, the original co-owner and creator of the UFC. After Tank Abbott fought in UFC 6, we didn't see him for a while. They talked about him being suspended. Commentators did, but nobody said exactly why he was suspended. So what happened there is after UFC 6, so they used to have these big parties for all of the fighters, and when the numbers came in from UFC 6, they were absolutely phenomenal. Tank Abbott was at that party. Apparently, he got really drunk, as Tank Abbott liked to do. He hit on somebody's wife there. He also had an incident with a guy that now has a podcast, a conspiracy podcast called The Conspiracy Barn. That's our next trivia question. What former MMA fighter now has a podcast called The Conspiracy Barn? He also commentates. He's commentated for several MMA organizations recently. This is one of the OGs of the game. I believe he is Croatian. Adam from Allen, you are correct. Pat Miletich. Did you look that up? Did you Google that, or did you remember that? I'm impressed if you knew that. So anyways, Tank Abbott and Pat Miletich did not get along. Tank Abbott was hitting on Pat Miletich's wife, and Miletich and Abbott got into it several times, and then Miletich stepped into a elevator, and Tank Abbott, we don't know if Tank Abbott led these guys to do this or whatever, but Abbott's, oh no, I know from the clue, nice. Abbott's entourage beat the shit out of Pat Miletich when he stepped into an elevator, beat him up severely. And you know, those things ended up being why Tank Abbott was suspended. And I don't know how many of you remember that interview. It's been quite some time, maybe a couple years ago, since Art Davie came on the show and I spoke to him. It was great to get that question answered for me after so many years. But when I asked him if he knew where Tank Abbott was at the time, which I found out eventually later, he said, I don't know, probably, you know, drinking himself to death on a bar stool somewhere. I really got the idea that Art really did not want to talk about Tank Abbott. I don't think that he is a fan of the guy. I don't think he liked him at all. So, but speaking of that gives me an idea of another trivia question, though. In the early UFCs, now we're talking first 10. We're talking first 10 UFCs. The heyday. This UFC fighter came over all the way from Russia, sleeping in his car, came and knocked on the door of the UFC and asked Art Davie and the co-founder if he could, you know, have a job. He'd sent a tape and looked at it, and he was homeless at the time. So who was the fighter that showed up at the UFC headquarters? Almost, you are correct. Adam from Allen on fire tonight. Oleg Tektarev. So leading from that, Davey talked about his partner not liking Tektarev's tapes, not liking him because at the time it was kind of thought of as it was very faux pas and almost like a lower class fighting to go for leg locks, ankle picks, all those kinds of things. And the co-founder, he did not like Oleg. But Davey ended up pushing him through. Who was the co-founder of the UFC along with Art Davie? And we're going to need a first name on this one. I'm more worried about the first name than the last name. Who was the co-founder of the UFC that did not want Oleg Tektarev in there because he did not respect the leg lock and ankle lock game? Kind of thought it was below him. All right, we've had enough time to Google at that point. It was Rorion Gracie. Rorion was the co-founder. And for those of you that watch the channel a lot, maybe you guys know, maybe you know, or maybe you don't. Royce was not the first chance. Of course, he was not the first choice to go into UFC 1. It was actually an older Gracie. Who was the Gracie? The guy that the movie Choke was made off of, that everybody said was way better than Royce. Who was the Gracie that everybody said was way better than Royce? He's the reason that they made the movie Choke about him. He was one of the first practitioners of yoga in MMA. Was rumored to be 400-0, fought guys in the street, on beaches, wherever, whenever. Adam from Allen, you are correct. Hickson Gracie. All right, just a few hardcores in here and stuff, but I do want to know, how are you guys doing? Adam, Panad, Bob, 7, how are you guys doing? I know not everybody's in the States. I know 7, you're not over here in the States, but are you guys still working? Has anybody got a hiatus from work? Just told to stay home? I'm kind of curious. My work recently, because I have to go in and deal with the public, and they're being stupid. They won't quit shopping. They're actually going to start paying us hazard pay. So I'm appreciative for that. And they told us anybody who has any symptoms, any cough, sore throat, anything, do not come to work. They're going to pay us. I've gotten paid because I was sick. I had some of the symptoms. They were not able to test me yet because they're saving the tests for more vulnerable age groups and people that are have higher fevers. Working 2 jobs, busy being careful. Yeah, don't get sick, Adam. Or don't bring it home, to your parents or grandparents, definitely. Death rate, I've seen the death rate, I believe. Deaths in Italy surpassed every other country on the planet, including China now. I think a lot of that's from an aging population there. But still very, very, very sad. So I know some people are making some money. I got a friend that works for Seattle Transit. He's been working 16-hour days. Crazy thing, too. He's from China. He's obviously Asian, and people come up to him. I mean, he looks very Asian. He was born in China. Good friend of mine, and he has been picking people up on the transit several times. He has stopped and opened the transit door. And he said that riders have actually waved at him and said, "I'll take the next bus." So, because it started in China, why they think Chinese people over here would be more likely to have it, I have no idea. But if any of you guys see any knuckleheads out there discriminating or treating Asian people badly, my mind was blown that people were attacking Asians and not just being disrespectful to them, but physically attacking them over this thing. If I see somebody doing that, it's going down on sight. I'll knock them straight out. If I see somebody, attacking somebody because of their racial origin or something, it's free game. Very rarely in life do we get a, a free shot, but I don't think you get in trouble for that one. So, but just, watch your conspiracy theory friends through this. Watch your people, not that are just the older people that are dealing with health problems and maybe more susceptible, but maybe watch those people that their anxiety is getting out of control. I have a few friends that their anxiety is really getting out of control. They are really spinning some creative scenarios in their minds and really getting unnecessarily paranoid. It's a plot for an 80s movie. Yes, it is. Oh, man. Mixed martial arts and action movies from the 80s were the best. You couldn't do a lot of those nowadays, though. I mean, you go back and you look at them, and some of them are so ridiculous, especially the Seagal movies. It's like you got Marked for Death, however many. Basically, they were all the same damn movie. Almost all of them was, he was a cop, somebody killed somebody close to him, and he's going to come back and kill everyone. And now we're all excited, 20 years later, 30 years later, about Keanu Reeves doing it in the John Wicks. Has anybody seen John Wick 2 or 3, by the way? I've only seen 1. I do want to go see... I want to see 2 and 3. Young David actually showed interest in the John Wick movies, so I thought we might sit down and watch them together. So did my daughter. But I'll tell you, an underrated movie, which I thought was better than John Wick, and maybe because I didn't have, or at least as good. Maybe it's because I didn't have the same expectations coming into it, but Equalizer with Denzel Washington. Similar style movie. I thought a little more complicated. Very, very good. It's very similar. If you like the John Wick movies, you're gonna like Equalizer. And there's 2 of them, Equalizer 1 and 2. Both of them really good movies. But not a whole lot different than the John Wick movies. Yeah, I'm glad to have a job. Glad to hear that none of you guys have been laid off. Glad to hear you getting hours. Hopefully everybody's able to make their paychecks. Or, able to make their bills, get their paychecks and stuff. So that's not something that people want to have to worry about. Is anybody quarantined, though? Is anybody just chilling at home for a while? Like, I've been chilling at home. They told me, they're like, you got symptoms? They're like, dude, stay at home till you have no symptoms for 72 hours. So I figure... I've been feeling better the last couple days. I've been trying to decide if I actually want to go back into work tomorrow or Monday. Might even go back in tomorrow morning. I might let somebody know. They're giving us hazard pay now. Like I said, they're going to give us an extra $2.50 an hour to come in and work through this, which I think we deserve. Because of the stupid people out there. I'm really glad that the grocery stores have been closed at night, though, so I can start earlier. Tomorrow's just a backstock day, so I can go in, basically do most of my stocking. Looks like I'm going to be able to do most of it while the stores are closed. So that's great. Very, very peaceful. Much different. Much, much different than trying to stock a store full of a bunch of infected jackasses. Because the people that are shopping now, they are not... they are definitely not practicing social distancing. They are not being respectful. I mean, they're right up in your face. right up in your aisle, still running their carts right into you, still stand right in front of you, playing on their damn cell phones like nothing's going on. But I'll tell you guys one thing that happens to this. I hope something good does happen through this, in that I hope when we go back, and I posted something like this on Facebook to people, but I hope when we go back that, people stop putting profits, companies stop putting profits before people a little bit, that we don't go back to that normal. I hope we're a little nicer to each other in traffic. I hope that people let people over a little more often when they signal. I hope that parents, mothers and fathers, don't spend more time at work than they spend at home. And I hope that, high school kids that are involved in sports and extracurricular activities, that they aren't putting in 16-hour days, like 14, 16-hour days like my daughter was sometimes. I mean, she was showing up to work, or school, starting zero period at 6 in the morning, and then sometimes not getting home till 11 o'clock at night. And these kids need their sleep now. I just hope the world kind of slows down and says, we don't have to constantly work as much as humanly possible. It's not the most important thing in the world and in our lives. It's our friends, it's our families, it's our communities, it's our environment. I hope I'm not coming off preachy here, but I just wanted to, anybody who's been, kind of depressed or had some anxiety from this, like I said, I did coming into this, is I think there's hope that we come out of this, and I don't know if we come out of it better than before, because obviously there's going to be some damage to our economy, but hopefully there's some things that are better. There's some thought processes that are changed. There's some priorities that are changed, and maybe an economic reset of sorts out there, of priorities and different things. So hey, thanks everybody for joining me tonight. The reason we did UFC 182 and not some of the ones that were more available on YouTube or whatever is, of course, we voted on it. Thank you, everybody that voted. Over 100 of you voted, by the way. Let me go on. I'm going to go to the final numbers here. 117 of you actually voted. 33% of you voted for Jones versus DC 1. The second most voted for fight was Ward versus Gotti 1. Third was Pride Shockwave. And then Holyfield versus Foreman, and Ali versus Liston 1 and 2 were tied. So thank you for voting on that. Thanks for joining me tonight. Even though it's late and it's a fight that had already happened. I appreciate you guys. Everybody, take care. Be safe out there. And guys, as always, I love you. I respect you. And keep your fine asses safe. And wash your frickin' hands.